Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to continue to talk about Mean Girls, all right? Mean Girls from 2004. Let me tell you something, man. This is a chore. This one really is, man. It's a chore to get through this one, all right? First of all, it's a chick flick, number one. That's what I do, but I do chick flicks for adults. Okay, this is clearly aimed at fucking teenage girls, and the only reason I even picked this movie, as opposed to something more mature, is because I mean, so many women I know fucking love this movie. I mean, it's always being referenced and shit. And just like I don't think I've met one fucking girl that I've ever like had a decent amount of conversation with that hasn't fucking name dropped this movie in some form or another. Okay. I'm from that era. I used to watch Saturday Night Live back when it was good, and in the early 2000s, late 90s, when it was really good. And I remember Tina Fey and Jimmy Fallon and all those guys. This is like their generation. This is like their movie, Tim Meadows, those guys from Saturday Night Live, they had some talent on there back then, which is, I mean, shit now. But back then, back when, Lorne Michaels gave a shit, and when they were actually trying to make you laugh instead of trying to tell you who to vote for, yeah, back then, okay, yeah, the show was good, and there was a lot of talented people in there. Tina Fey was one of the most talented people in there. Amy Poehler, who also did the Weekend Update skit with her on Saturday Night Live, is also in this movie. She keeps putting her in all of her movies and stuff, Bridesmaids or whatnot. And Tina Fey is very talented. Okay, so she wrote this movie. Okay, and she based it on her own experiences. Being a kind of a nerd girl in high school, and it has a charm to it. I think it captured the cultural zeitgeist. I mean, there's some really decent actresses in this movie. I mean, we've got what's her name, the chick from the fucking Notebook. Why can't I remember her name right now? You know what I'm talking about. From the Notebook, Rachel McAdams. Sorry, we had a brain fart right there. Rachel McAdams is in this. She plays the antagonist, Regina George. Okay, you've also got Amanda Seyfried. She plays this dumb fuck named Karen. You've got Lacey Chabray, who plays another less dumb, but as much of an idiot, what's her name, Gretchen. And then you play our main character, our protagonist, Katie, who's played by the one and only Lindsay Lohan. Okay, this is probably going to be her most famous movie because her career, she started the downward spiral like right after that. Okay, whereas now I know she's still working, but I mean, no serious company is going to fucking hire her. Her reputation is just fucking shit, man, in Hollywood. Most of you already know this already. I mean, the past 20 years, she's pretty much taken a dump on her career with all the fucking DUIs, all the fucking possession charges, all the rehab stints, the jail time, the probation, the fucking, the popping, breaking probation, she's pretty much fucking ruined her career. And, as much as I think that she, as an adult, she needs to accept responsibility for her own actions. I can't help but feel sorry for her. I mean, she grew up in this business, okay? No little kid, or maybe every little kid, wants to be a fucking actor when they grow up, but not every little kid gets the opportunity to do that, to be the fucking breadwinner for the family at such a young age, when they should be fucking playing with other kids, forming relationships and learning about what they want to do with their lives. They're over here being shoved in front of a camera, for money. They're basically working, and we all know, I mean, and there's this documentary right now called Quiet on the Set. You've probably heard of it. I think it's on Netflix or it's Amazon. I don't remember, but where they talk a lot about like fucking Nickelodeon and stuff, and about like these kid actors, like the shit that they go through, man. It's fucking. I remember when I was a kid, when I was a little boy, man, I wanted to be Gary Coleman. I know, don't laugh. I know it's funny, right? But I wanted to be fucking Gary Coleman when I was a little boy because that fucker was on Different Strokes. And he was on all these fucking TV movies and all these fucking celebrity, like they have like Celebrity Circus and shit, Yes, this is the thing back in the day. All right. And he was always there. He was like doing roasts and shit of Dean Martin. I mean, he was everywhere. When you're a little kid in the late 70s, early 80s, I mean, Gary Coleman was everywhere. And whenever they would like interview him, he would talk about how, like, he's 14, but he looks like he's 7, but I just remember, like, he was so lovable on Different Strokes, and of course all the stories about how he was the highest paid person there and all this kind of fucking shit, and everybody knew who Gary Coleman was. I mean, he was Different Strokes. Okay, that show would have not have been as successful without Gary Coleman. And that he was the star of that show, but hands down. We all tuned in to see Arnold. Okay, and what Arnold was going to do. All right, he's a cute little fucking kid. And I remember just being so jealous of that. Like, here's the most popular kid in the whole fucking world, man. And he's making a lot of money. And, the whole thing about him having kidney disease and like, he's not going to grow much taller. I think he's going to stay like 4'5" or 4'6" for the rest of his life. I mean, that's pretty bad. But of course, we didn't think about that when I was a little boy. I just remember being jealous of this kid because he was so popular. And now when I look at his life and I think about all the struggles that he had, with wives, okay, and bankruptcy and his parents stealing his money, and and he had to, at one point in his 30s, he had to fucking work as a security guard, man. Here's the guy highest paid, making millions of dollars an episode as a child, and then as an adult, as a middle-aged adult no less, he's working as a fucking security guard. Okay, that's pretty fucking sad, And a lot of this stuff happens, and not only that, but I saw him when he was alive, he was angry. He was very bitter. Like, he hated it when people brought up fucking Different Strokes, when they would make him want to say, like, hey, what you talk about Willis, he would get fucking pissed off. I saw him fucking on an interview he did, and he stormed off the set. Like, he basically told the woman, fuck you, and he stormed off the set. I mean, what kind of a fucking man who was like 42 at the time would act that way? On national television, no less, but he did, okay? Because, I mean, the guy never could control his fucking temper, and I think that just goes to show you that this guy has a lot of fucking unresolved anger inside of him that he carried throughout his life, throughout his adult years, and that's such a sad way to go, man. Even Mickey Rooney was the same way. As an old man, the guy was a fucking octogenarian, and he fucking carried so much anger and resentment throughout his entire fucking the later part of his life, at least, if not most of his life. So these kids, they hit big so early, and Mickey Rooney was like that too. He was a child actor. It was Andy Hardy in the 1930s. And his career just fucking took a downturn. And the same thing happened to Gary Coleman. He was unemployable. And so so these guys carried a lot of anger. And Gary Coleman, never lived to be my age. That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. And now as an adult, I think about that as I would never want to be Gary Coleman's life. Oh my God, what a hard, terrible life he must have had. And I think about that when I think about Lindsay Lohan. Okay, it's like, oh my God, what kind of shit goes down for a pretty young girl in fucking Hollywood? What kind of shit do you think she was exposed to? If it's anything like Dan Schneider, guys like that, which I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, Harvey Weinstein's, everyone knew about that. They only started fucking complaining about him after fucking there was enough evidence to go against him. That's when they started popping out. They never gave a shit before. All they cared about was their own fucking careers. Right, Jennifer Lawrence? But anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's a very corrupt and dirty business. Child actors and stuff. So I can only imagine that Lindsay Lohan probably suffered some of the worst of this. You hear these stories now, about these girls that are fucking, what's her name? Amanda Bynes, man. She had to have an abortion at 13. At 13, she had to have no fucking abortion. I mean, what the fuck, man? I mean, that's just like, that's insane. But yeah, I mean, I guess that shit's pretty fucking real, and would you rather trade that, that kind of a childhood for fame? And I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't, So you can only imagine the kind of demons that Lindsay Lohan has. Okay, I mean, I know that she released like a list or something of all these men, all the people that she's like. I think she was a lesbian for a while too, because these girls always do shit like that. They go lesbian for a while. Drew Barrymore does that. Whenever one of her movies flops, she would go lesbian, in order to get more press attention, until another movie came around. But she can't do that anymore because now she's just fat and ugly and old. But yeah, so there's a lot of that going on. So you can only imagine. You throw in the drugs in there, and all like the list of all the guys that she slept with. I mean, well, she claims she slept with them. I mean, Wilmer Vitorama, the guy from fucking that 70s show. I mean, the list was so fucking long. All the arrests, I mean, she fucking really Paris Hilton it up. I mean, really like Tara Reid. Okay, so she did that to herself. Okay, but I feel bad for her. I feel bad that that she turned out this way because she showed promise. It just goes to show you, man. You know, would you rather be a fucking a celebrity, or would you rather grow up a celebrity, or would you rather just grow up as a normal kid? You know, and experience, you know, what it's like to be a kid, and don't have that taken away from you. And I think a lot of these child actors have that. They have their fucking their childhood stolen from them because of what their parents want. And I'm a father myself, you know, and I don't want to take away my son's child. I want him to experience being a kid because he's never going to be a kid again. You know, I mean, adulthood will come soon enough, you know. You know, that's one thing I'm grateful for, that I actually got to be a little kid. I got to enjoy it. You know, it wasn't stolen from me, you know, and but not everybody has as good as me, you know, so I really appreciate that. And so that's why I feel sorry for someone like Lindsay Lohan, you know, because I'm sure a lot of the decisions that she made, especially at her age, okay, were not her decisions. They were made by her parents or whoever the fuck was in charge of her, you know. And you know, that's who you really got to look at. You got to look at there's no such thing as a bad kid. It's bad parents. Bad parents. I mean, look at this fucking Greta Thunberg. You think she just fucking was born that way? Fuck no, she wasn't. Her parents weaponized her, okay, that way. Okay, so don't give me this fucking bullshit. You know, I mean, we all know what's really going on here. Okay, and so yeah, so if you want to put blame somewhere, put blame somewhere. And I'm not trying to fucking go away from reviewing the movie. I am. But I'm just trying to set the background here for Lindsay Lohan. Now, some of you women out there probably know her story a lot better than I do. I know. This is all I know. For her, you know, whatever shows up on Entertainment Weekly or whatever the fuck, you know, or is on the internet, you know, on social media about her. That's what I know. I'm not an expert on Lindsay Lohan. I don't claim to be, but you know, I do know that she had a very significant impact on the cultural zeitgeist back when this movie came out. The fact this movie's referenced so many times. They even remade it this year. They made it into a musical, which, you know, I'm not going to fucking see it because I'm not a girl and because I'm not fucking gay. Okay, and I'm not going to review it either. Okay, so, but apparently, you know, it's very popular with women, and because it's one of the popular ones, that's why I'm going to fucking destroy it here. Okay, it is a chore to get through. Let me tell you so. Oh my god, guys, man, I'm pretty sure your girlfriend's probably made you watch this one. Okay, that's what happened to me. That's when I saw it the first time, but now I'm watching it again. I'm just like, oh god, this movie's so fucking stupid. Okay, and I got nothing against chick flicks. Okay, I don't review chick flicks because I want to destroy them. I review them just to point out the hypocrisies, the inconsistencies, the plot holes, and how this thing that you love so much, that influenced you so much, how it's flawed. You know, it's logically flawed. You know, and you really need to fucking, you know, I'm the guy that wants to pop that balloon. You know, y'all think it's, oh, the most greatest movie ever fucking made. Well, I'm going to fucking give it to you from a straight man's point of view. Because that's never done. No one ever fucking asked the straight guy what he thinks about these fucking movies. Never. It's always the gay guys and the women. Okay? No one ever asks us what we fucking think about these movies. Okay? Granted, most of us don't give a shit. And most guys, straight guys, are not going to go out of their way to watch this like I did. Okay? They're not. All right? But I'm going to. Okay? I'm going to. All right? Because I'm sick and tired of fucking nobody telling the truth about these fucking movies. Okay, I don't hate the genre, but god damn it, let's get real here a little bit. Okay, you know, I mean, I go into when I go to see a guy movie, I know it's bullshit. All right, I know it. Okay, you girls tend to go in these movies and you think that shit's gonna happen to you for real. You know, I mean, I can't tell you, every fucking girl I think that talked about this movie to me told me how they related with Katie's character, or she knows what it's like to be an outsider. My girlfriend at the time even told me how, like, you know, these Italian girls in school would bully her, so she knew exactly what Katie was going through. Like, she related to her so much. It's so realistic when it happens to girls in high school, you know, that kind of shit. No, it's not. I mean, I was bullied as a fucking kid myself, all right? So I know a little bit about that, but this ain't the way it happens, okay? The bullies, the kids used to pick on me, man. They sure as fuck did not invite me into their circle, talk shit about me, and then expect me to fucking be their friend and shit. You know? I mean, what the fuck? You can't. This is stupid. It makes no logical sense. That's because this movie was written with emotion. It wasn't written with logic. It's all about the feelings that you get from these scenes, from these characters. Okay, it has nothing to do with whether or not it's plausible, or whether or not it makes any sense, or whether or not realistically girls that are like this would act that way. Okay? If there's one thing I know about bitches, okay, about evil women, mean women that have a higher social status, okay, is that they're not gonna fucking give that up. And they can see a threat coming a mile away. Okay, and they're not gonna open up the back door and let a snake in there to take their spot. Oh, you know why I know that? Because these girls, that's how they got in there. Okay, so that's the first thing we're gonna look at, is see if anyone tries to infiltrate their clique. Okay? Because nobody attains that level of social hierarchy without trying to protect it, without trying to defend it. You see what I mean? It's one thing to conquer the hill. It's another thing to keep the hill conquered. All right. And these women don't understand that. Okay. Because the writer of this movie didn't understand that. They just said like, okay, we're just gonna have my Mary Sue is just gonna walk right in here and take over the whole shit. Oh, she'll cry a little bit. She'll get her feelings hurt a little bit. But everyone is a dumb fuck, and she's not. So right there, she has an advantage over all the other girls. And boom, she makes it to the top just like that. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It's not believable. Okay, if it was that easy, fucking Janice would have done it. Okay, if it was that easy, fucking any girl would have done it. All right, so let's get into the movie here, all right? Okay, so the first thing we got here is we meet Lindsay Lohan's character, Katie, okay? Now, Katie's parents, I guess they were doing some shit in fucking Africa. So Katie grew up in Africa. She was homeschooled, if you want to call that homeschooled. And then all of a sudden, I guess her mom, who's a professor, played by, was Anna Gasteyer, I think it's Anna Gasteyer, yeah, from Saturday Night Live, okay? Her Anna Gasteyer, yeah, I remember she did Martha Stewart on Saturday Night Live. That was hilarious. She's a hilarious woman, and she did that one with Will Ferrell, where they were like the music teachers from high school. Those are pretty good too. So she's another SNL alumni, just like Tina Fey's in this movie. She wrote the movie, and just like Tim Meadows in this movie as well. So we got a lot of alumni from Saturday Night Live, okay? Because Lorne Michaels produced this movie, and he was the guy that created Saturday Night Live. All right. So anyway, so a new girl, Katie, she comes to live in Evanston, back in the United States. Okay. So she comes now. She's a high school girl. I think she's 16 in this movie. Okay. And her parents decided to come back to America because her mom got offered a tenure at some university, at Northwestern University, which is a real university in Illinois. Okay. So they move into the suburb. It's not mentioned in the movie, but the suburb they move into is Evanston. I used to work in Evanston. I'm from Chicago. I used to work in Evanston, okay? We call it Evanstein because it's a very high Jewish population. But there's high schools there and stuff. There's a university there, Northwestern University. Okay, their team is called the Wildcats. And I remember that because we used to make a beer. At the bar that I worked at, we made beer for them, a purple-colored beer. Because that was their team colors, were yellow and purple. So we made a beer for them so they could come in there. The college kids would come in there and get drunk on purple beer. It was called Wildcat beer, Northwestern University, okay? So anyway, so that's where she's living. She's living in Evanston, Illinois, and she's going to public school there. All right? And she's never been in public school before. She's never gone to school with other kids like that before. She grew up in Africa. All right? So that's going on here. Okay, and Katie, she bumps into, when she gets to school, she bumps into Tina Fey, who plays a teacher named Miss Norsberry. Okay, and then she goes to her first day of school there. Okay, and there we also meet Tim Meadows, who plays the principal. And of course, Tim Meadows being funny, he's got a cast on his arm. I guess he's got fucking something happened. Anyway, and when Katie walks in, she spills, she bumps into Mrs. Norsberry, Tina Fey, which causes her to spill the coffee on herself. So of course, Tina Fey has to take off her blouse in front of the whole class. Okay, she's got a bra on underneath. Okay, and that's when Tim Meadows walks in and looks at her. Of course, and she says, "Hey, how was your summer?" She's like, "I got divorced." He's like, "Oh yeah, well my infection in my arm came back." So he's like, "Hey, you know what? If you need someone to talk to, I'm always available." That kind of thing. He's flirting with her. She's like, not when I'm like this. That kind of thing. All right. Okay, so he hits on her. Okay, he doesn't understand. She doesn't understand. Katie does not understand public school. She doesn't understand how the kids act, the cliques, and all that kind of stuff. How like some certain kids stay together, hang out with each other because she doesn't know anybody there. Okay, so she feels very much of an outsider. However, this was a more realistic movie. Lindsay Lohan is a very beautiful girl, especially in this movie here. Before she went all crazy and Botoxed her face to look like shit, which a lot of actresses do. That's why I tell you guys, hey, if any of you guys out there feel bad because whoever a hot girl in the cultural zeitgeist right now is getting all this fucking attention, like someone like a fucking I don't know, whoever the fucking is hot right, Sydney Sweeney, she's hot right now. Okay, let me tell you something. Give it about 15 years, and her face is gonna be all fucking fucked up. Okay, Megan Fox style. Okay, yeah. We're talking Melanie Griffith style, okay? Famke Janssen style, okay? These girls, they'll always start off being super beautiful, give it about 10 or 15 years, and they're fucking their face up, okay? Nicole Kidman style, all right? It's all funny. And let me tell you, for those of you who are not old enough to know this, okay? These women, these like Cher and Madonna, okay? And Nicole Kidman, okay? And Melanie Griffith, okay? Even Megan Fox, even, okay? These women were drop dead fucking gorgeous when they first came out. Okay, around the time when when Lindsay Lohan was achieving womanhood, okay, like in this movie, okay, they looked fucking incredible, okay, And they were the fucking, I remember us being younger men, we were like, oh my God, I could never get a girl like that. That girl's a fucking 9. She's a 10. A girl like that would never be interested in me. Okay, you know, we would feel that way. But now, give about 10, 20, 10, 15, 20 years, and we look at those same women now, we're like, oh, fuck, I've gotten better than that. Fuck. It hurts, but it's fucking true. It hurts, but it's fucking true, all right? So, guys, don't fucking ever put yourself down like that, okay? Don't. They've only got this window, okay? I've been alive long enough to see them fucking the height of their sexual powers. The wall hits hard when it hits, okay? It hits hard, all right? So anyway, so that's going on here, okay? But at this time, Lindsay Lohan was very pretty. She's gorgeous in this movie. She's a fucking gorgeous girl. You know, I don't understand why she would have trouble making friends, or how she'll be so self-conscious. Okay, clearly she's compared herself to other girls, and she realizes that she's in the fucking top, 20% or 10%. Okay, because she looks really good in this fucking movie. She really does. And most girls that look really good, they're aware. They know they fucking look good. Okay, it's the whole fucking idea of her being fucking humble and not knowing that. Don't fucking try to fucking Chrissy Snow me shit, okay? Where like on Three's Company, where Suzanne Summers' character Chrissy, like she was the only person on that show that didn't realize how fucking hot she was. Get the fuck out of here, okay? Come on. She knows it, all right? All right. So that's going on here, okay? And so Katie, it's her first day. She's having a hard time fitting in. She tries to sit down in the cafeteria with other kids, a bunch of black kids, but they don't want her there. Okay, because she's white, and she's actually comfortable with black kids because she grew up in Africa. So she can't find anyone to sit with, or anyone who would let her sit with them. So she ends up sitting in the fucking shitter in the bathroom and eats her lunch in there in the fucking shitter, which is gross, man. That's fucking gross. That's some Deuce Bigelow shit right there. But anyway, so that's going on here, okay? And Katie's scared to make friends. Okay, she's treated like shit. She's even threatened by another girl that tells her, if you talk to me again, I'm going to beat the shit out of you, which is kind of fucked up. Because the girl that said that to her was like not even attractive. Okay. Anyway, so these and then she meets this girl named Janice, who's this goth chick. This I fucking hate everybody chick. We've all seen a girl with a heavy mascara, all the fucking shit in their hair, the I hate everybody fucking t-shirts, one of those girls. Okay. This goth bitch. Okay, and she's with this fat guy. Okay. Named Damien, okay, and we discover that Damien is about as gay as fuck, okay, like he's like that guy from Modern Family, one of the dads. He looks like the fucking kind of guy that would coach your fucking little league, okay, but once he opens his mouth, the fucker sounds like Michael Jackson, okay, you know what I mean? I mean, he sounds like a fucking flamer, okay, and that's exactly Damien. I don't know if he's gay in real life. I don't fucking give a shit. But, he doesn't look gay, but once he starts talking, the shit that he says is just gay as fuck. He's worried about his fucking moisturizer on his face. He's just fucking acting all feminine. It's just like, oh, come on, man. Come on. And you know what? And before you start thinking I'm being a homophobe by saying this, no, I'm fucking not. The people that made this movie are homophobes. Why is it they always got to depict fucking gay guys in this fucking rom-com as being fucking girly as fuck? Okay? You can be gay and not act that way. Okay, that's a fucking stereotype. It's a bad stereotype. Okay, and I'm sick and tired of movies getting away with it. They think that just because they have a gay guy in there means that he has to be a fucking Liberace clone. Okay, and it's not true. Okay, you don't have to be that way. Okay, but this movie's going to show that. Okay, are they trying to make it funny? That means you think it's funny to laugh at gay guys? Is that what you think? Because I didn't laugh at this guy. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I know there's real gay guys that act that way. I've seen them. I've met them. But it's just like, damn, why do you have to fucking go there? How come the guy just can't be a normal person who happens to be gay? But no, they got to remind you he's gay. They got to fucking shove it in your face all the fucking time, okay? And that's Hollywood is very gay-centric. That's because a lot of people that work in Hollywood are gay. A higher percentage than normal. Okay, I know. I worked in theater. I know. Okay, you read any history books about the golden age of Hollywood and shit. It was always fucking there. Okay, just because they hid it from from everybody, they hid it back then. They celebrate it now. Okay, and in fact, you got more guys. You got more of a chance of getting a job in Hollywood today if you like to fucking take it up the ass than if you don't. Okay, because that's actually a requirement in order to hire you, especially if you're not a person of color. Okay, and you better be fucking gay or else you ain't getting no fucking jobs. Okay, because I know that's the way it is today. Okay, so as far as this whole thing about gays being persecuted in Hollywood, they have not been persecuted in Hollywood for a long. I mean, like before we were born. Okay, way before, like when our parents were babies. Okay, that's the last time that fucking happened. Okay, they've always been there in Hollywood behind the scenes. A lot of studio executives were gay. They just kept it in the closet. Okay, they had all the power. You can imagine how many people they fucking molested and sexually assaulted. Okay, they just hid it better. Okay, because they used to hire detectives and shit, and they used to have fix-it men that were hired, like people like Eddie Mannix, that their job was to fucking, to make sure shit like that never got to the media. They would give the media other information in order to make sure they didn't report about their favorite actors or their contract players, as they called it. Okay, so no, the gay thing has always been there in Hollywood. Okay, you guys like Ramon Navarro, fucking even what's his name, who's Rudolph Valentino. I mean, these fuckers like Rudolph Valentino in the 1920s. He was like the hottest guy in the world back then. Okay, this guy had millions of women that were in love with him. Okay, and that guy fucking took it up the ass every fucking day. Okay, but women didn't know that. And even after they found out, they didn't care. They refused to believe it. No, not him. He could never be one of those guys. No, he was. He was. The fucking Ricky Martin. Remember, I grew up in that era. The Ricky Martin era, that motherfucker. First of all, that guy was from fucking Menudo, okay? That should tell you something right there, okay? All those boys are getting fucked in the ass, all right? The problem is not all of them liked it. Ricky Martin did, all right? I mean, even I knew in the late 90s Ricky Martin was gay. It was like, come on. But he had legion. You couldn't convince my cousin of that. No. She would have eaten Ricky Martin shit in the late 90s, okay? She wanted to fucking live la vida loca, And and yeah, so yeah, burst your bubble right there, okay? But it's fucking true, Anyway, so don't ever fucking idolize these people, man. Oh my God. Don't ever fucking wish you could be like them, okay? You don't have no idea what they're going through. But anyway, so of course you got a stereotypical gay guy who's in every fucking rom-com, and that's Damien's role in this movie. He's the gay boy in high school, big, tall, and fat, okay? And he's best friends with Janice, all right? The goth girl that hates everybody, okay? Anyway, and so they trick her into skipping healthy education class, okay, so that they can hang out with her out in the fucking park, or not in the park, but out in the fucking, like in the football field or some shit, all right? So anyway, so she finally makes some friends, a gay guy and a goth chick that has no friends, all right? Okay, and of course, we get a quick scene of what the health ed class would have been. It would have been some fucking coach just telling all the fucking kids, don't have sex, don't have sex, don't have sex, but here you go, here's some condoms. It's just like a fucking joke there. It wasn't that funny, I don't think, okay? Okay, so anyway, while Katie's out there on the football field, whatever, she looks out there and Janice points out to her the popular girls that are coming out. She tells her, "Oh, you got to watch out for the plastics. Those are the most popular girls in school," okay? And so we get to see them in slow motion, of course. So we meet Gretchen, okay? Gretchen, played by Lisa Chabray, and we also meet Karen, played by Amanda Seyfried. Both of them had great careers after this. Okay, Lisa Chabray, not as much, but she did. I remember seeing her in other things like Ghosts of Girlfriend's Past and shit like that. She was in Lost in Space, but that was before this. Okay, and then of course Amanda Seyfried. I mean, she had a big fucking career after this. I mean, fucking all the Mamma Mia movies, fucking she did a lot of chick flicks. She even played Linda Lovelace in the movie. She always played the nice, dependable girlfriend. In a lot of movies, and then she switched over to playing the fucking evil, fucking cheating bitch in the movies and stuff. But yeah, Amanda Seyfried, you know who she is. Okay, anyway, she was also in the Ted movie with Marky Mark, Mark Wahlberg with a talking teddy bear. Yeah, Seth MacFarlane did that movie. Anyway, so she's been in a lot of stuff too. Okay, so she's there. Okay. And Katie gets the lowdown on the plastic girls. They're all rich, okay, and they're all pretty, okay, but they're also stupid as fuck, okay. And their leader is Regina. Regina, played by Rachel McAdams. Okay, she's the queen bee. She's the queen bitch. Okay, and by the plastic, she's the queen of fucking two other girls. Okay, it's not much of a clique. Okay, when I went to high school, the popular girls were usually cheerleaders. Okay, those girls usually traveled around in a pack of like fucking 5 or 6. Okay, it wasn't just 3 girls. All right. Anyway, so that's going on here. We get to see who they are, and of course we get the lowdown on them. Okay, Regina's the queen bee. Okay, Regina's flawless. Okay, there's a lot of fucking I guess rumors about her. They like interview all the other kids at school. One kid says Regina's flawless. The other one says that she has a fucking $100,000 insurance policy on her hair. Okay, she does car commercials in Japan. Regina's favorite movie is Varsity Blues. Yeah, okay. Once John Stamos told Regina that she was a pretty girl, So we get all these urban legends about Regina, okay? And she's hot, it's Rachel McAdams, but I'm gonna point out to her not imperfections. She's got moles all over her face, and she got no tits. Sorry, she got no tits. I mean, I'd fuck her. Don't get me wrong. I won't throw out a bet or nothing, okay? But flawless, I don't know. But then again, who the fuck is flawless? Nobody's flawless. Nobody. You're not flawless. I'm not flawless. Nobody's flawless. Okay. Anyway, it's just a figure of speech that fucking people use. Okay. Anyway, so Damien says that she always looks fierce. She always wins the spring fling queen competition. I guess that's like a pageant or some shit. Or not a pageant. They get voted spring queen fling. Spring fling queen, okay, and she always wins every year, okay, and of course Damien would know that, okay, which makes her the head of the student activities committee, because Damien is a member of the student activities committee, okay, so that's why he has a vested interest on who the fucking queen is every year. All right, if you ask me, he's the fucking queen, okay. Now Katie, what you need to pay attention to in this movie is what Katie is wearing, okay, because Katie starts off as a girl who never been to public school before, never went to school with other kids before like this, okay, so she's wearing fucking flannel and jeans, okay, she's got her hair in a ponytail, no makeup or very little makeup, okay, and she's just dressed like a fucking normal kid. But later on, her fashion will progress to look like the plastics, okay, which is all pink, everything from Victoria's Secrets, girly shit, purses and skirts and shit like that, all right? Which she doesn't start off wearing, but eventually she gets there, okay? Lots of fucking makeup, lots of fucking eyeliner. As a matter of fact, the girl Janice, okay, this goth bitch is fucking covered. I mean, she looks like fucking a raccoon. There's so much fucking mascara on that it's just like, oh my God. She's trying to be like the fucking, like a Faruqa Balk from the fucking, The Craft, okay? She's trying to look like that, all right? The goth bitch, okay? But anyway, so yes, that's going on. Katie's wearing denim, okay? Janice is wearing this fucking t-shirt, this is rubbish on there, just to give you a little point about her personality. She fucking hates everybody. She's sarcastic. She rolls her eyes at everything. She's angry all the time, yeah, like that, okay? And then Janice is like, when Damien said that he was very interested who the spring fling queen was because of the student activities committee, Janice says like, oh, you just fucking outgayed yourself. Okay, you're so fucking gay. I'm gonna tell you you're fucking gay again. Okay, because you're just so fucking gay. All right. So that's going on here. Okay. So we finally meet like Katie and her crew. Okay, who are gonna follow them throughout the rest of the fucking movie. All right. I'm gonna stop my review here, but I'll be back shortly to continue my review of Mean Girls. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.